What if the most powerful medicine on earth was written about thousands of years ago? Not in the lab, not in a pharmacy, but in the oldest book in human history. Right now, millions of people are spending hundreds of dollars every month on medications that come with side effects longer than the list of problems they're trying to solve. But here's what they never told you in school. Ancient healers, prophets, and physicians from thousands of years ago already had the answers. And those answers were growing right out of the ground. Today, we're going to uncover 20 biblical plants that have been used for centuries to support the human body in ways that are still shocking researchers today. And listen, before we go through this list, I need to warn you. Number 14 on this list was found in the tomb of an Egyptian pharaoh. And the very last plant, it's been called the most complete healing plant in all of Scripture. Stay until the very end. You do not want to miss that one. Let's go. Oh, wait. Before we start, I want you to think about something. Every single plant we're about to discuss was not discovered last year. It wasn't created in a laboratory. These plants existed before modern civilization, before hospitals, before prescriptions, and people survived and thrived because of them. That's not a coincidence. That's wisdom. Now let's unlock it. Long before it was burned in temples and churches, frankincense was one of the most prized healing substances in the ancient world. In the Bible, it's mentioned over 50 times, and the three wise men brought it as a gift to Jesus, not just as a symbol, but because in their time, it was worth more than gold. Frankincense comes from the resin of the boswellia tree, native to the Arabian Peninsula and East Africa. Traditional healers used it for centuries to support joint health, calm inflammation, and promote mental clarity. Modern research now suggests it may help support a healthy inflammatory response in the body. Imagine a 70-year-old farmer in ancient Israel with stiff knees after years of hard labor. Frankincense resin was part of his daily routine. That wisdom didn't disappear. It's still available to you today. Myrrh was so valuable in ancient times that it was used as currency. Found in the book of Genesis, Exodus, and Esther, this tree resin was carried by merchants across deserts because of its powerful traditional uses. Myrrh has traditionally been used to support oral health, soothe skin irritations, and promote wound healing. It contains compounds that researchers believe may support the body's natural defense systems. Ancient Egyptians used it in the embalming process, not because it was decorative, but because of its remarkable preservation properties. If something was trusted to protect the human body even after death, imagine what it may do for the living. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Psalm 51:7. Hyssop is one of the most spiritually significant plants in the entire Bible. It was used in purification rituals, sprinkled on doorposts during Passover, and applied during ceremonial cleansing. But beyond its spiritual role, hyssop has long been used in traditional medicine to support respiratory health and digestion. This small, bushy herb contains compounds that may help soothe the airways and support a healthy gut. A warm hyssop tea on a cold night isn't just comfort, it's a tradition stretching back over 3,000 years. The olive tree is perhaps the most iconic plant in all of Scripture. But while everyone knows the olive fruit and its oil, the leaf is where the real power may lie. Ancient Egyptians considered the olive leaf a symbol of heavenly power and used it medicinally for thousands of years. Olive leaf extract is traditionally used to support healthy blood pressure, boost immune function, and promote cardiovascular health. It contains a compound called oleuropein, which researchers have been studying for its potential antioxidant properties. Mediterranean cultures that have consumed olive-based products for generations consistently show remarkable health longevity. Is that just luck? Or is it the wisdom of the ancients at work? Numbers 11:55, the Israelites in the desert literally mourned the loss of garlic from Egypt. That's how important it was. Egyptian laborers who built the pyramids were given garlic daily to maintain their strength and stamina. Garlic has been traditionally used across cultures for thousands of years to support heart health, fight infections, and boost the immune system. It may help support healthy cholesterol levels and circulation. Raw garlic has been called nature's antibiotic by traditional herbalists for centuries. 1 clove a day. That's all it took for ancient warriors to stay strong. Called the plant of immortality by the ancient Egyptians, aloe vera appears throughout ancient biblical era medicine. Its thick, gel-filled leaves have been used topically and internally for thousands of years to soothe burns, support digestion, and nourish the skin. Traditional healers use aloe vera to cool fevers, calm inflamed skin, and support gut health. Modern studies suggest it may help support healthy blood sugar levels and digestive comfort. Cleopatra reportedly applied it to her skin every single day. History doesn't call her plain. Think about that. In Exodus 16:31, the manna that God provided to the Israelites in the wilderness is described as resembling coriander seed. Coriander, also called cilantro, has been used in traditional medicine for centuries to support digestion, reduce bloating, and promote healthy blood sugar. Its seeds contain essential oils that may help soothe the digestive tract and support healthy liver function. From the wilderness of Sinai to your kitchen cabinet, this tiny seed carries a legacy that spans millennia. In Matthew 23:23, Jesus mentions cumin, a seed so valuable in biblical times that people used it to pay their tithes. That's right, this tiny seed was considered as worthy as money, and for good reason. Cumin has been used in traditional medicine across the Middle East, India, and North Africa for thousands of years to support digestive health, reduce bloating, and promote healthy metabolism. It contains thimaquinone and other natural compounds that traditional healers believed could strengthen the body from the inside out. Ancient physicians prescribed cumin seed tea for stomach ailments and fatigue. Today, it sits quietly in your spice rack, waiting to be remembered for what it truly is. Not just a flavor, a legacy. In 2 Kings 20:7, the prophet Isaiah instructed that a poultice of figs be placed on King Hezekiah's infected wound, and the king recovered. This is one of the most specific medicinal instructions in the entire Bible. Figs have been traditionally used to support digestive health, regulate blood sugar, and nourish the body during illness. They are rich in natural fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. Traditional Mediterranean healers use fig leaves in teas for those struggling with blood sugar imbalances. A king was healed with a fig. That's not mythology. That's a medical instruction recorded for thousands of years, and it still holds wisdom today. When Moses sent scouts into the Promised Land, they came back carrying pomegranates as proof of the land's abundance. Mentioned in Deuteronomy, Numbers, and the Song of Solomon, the pomegranate is one of the most celebrated fruits in all of Scripture, and science is finally catching up to what ancient people already knew. Pomegranate has traditionally been used to support heart health, reduce oxidative stress, and promote healthy blood pressure. Its deep red seeds contain some of the most potent antioxidants found in any fruit on earth. In ancient Persian medicine, pomegranate was called the pharmacy unto itself. One fruit, dozens of benefits, thousands of years of trust. Now, I need to stop right here, because the next plant on this list genuinely shocked researchers when modern studies were done on it. For centuries, traditional healers used it for one specific purpose. But when scientists analyzed its compounds, they discovered something extraordinary, something that goes far deeper than anyone expected. You're going to want to pay very close attention to this one. This ancient saying, recorded in Islamic tradition and referenced in biblical era medicine, describes black seed, also known as Nigella sativa. It is found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. It was prescribed by Hippocrates. It has been used for over 3,000 years across Egypt, the Middle East, and Asia. Black seed contains a compound called thimaquinone, which researchers have been studying intensively for its potential antioxidant and immune-supporting properties. Traditional healers used it for respiratory health, digestive support, skin conditions, and overall vitality. A seed found buried with a pharaoh, described as a cure for everything, and modern science is still studying it today. Some things are ancient for a reason. The cedar tree is one of the most majestic symbols in all of Scripture. Solomon built the Temple of God using cedar wood from Lebanon, chosen not just for its beauty, but for its legendary strength and resistance to decay. Cedar has been used in traditional medicine to support respiratory function, repel parasites, and promote skin health. Cedar oil, extracted from the bark and wood, has traditionally been used to calm the nervous system and support restful sleep. Ancient Egyptians used cedar resin in their most sacred preparations. When God's own house was built from a tree, that tree carries meaning beyond timber. Wormwood is mentioned in the book of Revelation and Proverbs, always connected to bitterness and consequence. But in traditional herbal medicine, this intensely bitter plant has been used for centuries to support digestive health, expel intestinal parasites, and stimulate liver function. The bitterness of wormwood is actually medicinal in nature. Traditional healers across Europe and the Middle East use small, careful amounts to wake up a sluggish digestive system and cleanse the body. It contains a compound called absinthin that has been studied for its potential effects on digestive enzymes. Sometimes the most powerful healing comes wrapped in bitterness. Life teaches that lesson too. In the Gospel of John, a woman poured an entire jar of pure spikenard, worth nearly a year's wages, over Jesus' feet. The disciples were shocked by the extravagance, but this woman understood something they didn't. Spikenard was not just a perfume. It was one of the most treasured healing substances in the ancient world. Spikenard, derived from a Himalayan plant, was traditionally used to calm the nervous system, support restful sleep, and ease feelings of anxiety and stress. Ancient Ayurvedic and Middle Eastern healers used it to quiet an overactive mind and restore emotional balance. A year's salary poured out as an act of love. That is how precious this plant was considered, and its calming properties are still honored in traditional medicine today. Linen, woven from the flax plant, was the fabric of Egyptian priests, of the tabernacle curtains, and of the burial cloths of the righteous. But the seed of the flax plant carries its own remarkable legacy in traditional medicine. Flaxseed has traditionally been used to support heart health, promote healthy digestion, and balance hormones naturally. It is one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids and lignans, compounds that researchers have been studying for their potential role in supporting overall wellness. The plant that clothed the holy, the seed that may nourish the body. Flax has been serving humanity in two powerful ways for over 5,000 years. Think about what we just covered. These are not trends. These are not social media health hacks. Every single plant we've discussed today was trusted by civilizations that built the pyramids, wrote the scriptures, sailed the ancient seas, and laid the foundations of modern medicine itself. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, used many of these plants. Egyptian physicians documented them on papyrus scrolls dating back 4,000 years. The ancient Israelites carried them through deserts. Roman soldiers packed them for battle. This is not alternative medicine. This is the original medicine, and the world is slowly waking back up to it. We have 5 more plants to go, and the final one is the most extraordinary of all. Ancient texts describe it as the tree of life itself. Healers across 3 continents have used it for over 5,000 years, and modern researchers are calling it one of the most nutrient-dense plants ever studied. You are going to want to see this. Is there no balm in Gilead? Jeremiah 8:22. This haunting question from the prophet Jeremiah reveals just how legendary this plant was in the ancient world. The balm of Gilead was a precious resin traded across Egypt, Israel, and Arabia. Merchants carried it for thousands of miles because of its extraordinary traditional healing properties. Traditional healers used it to soothe wounds, calm skin inflammation, and support respiratory health. Its warm, resinous properties were trusted to bring comfort to the suffering. Ancient Egyptians prized it so highly that Queen Cleopatra reportedly negotiated land rights just to secure a steady supply. When an entire nation's hope is captured in one plant, that plant deserves your attention. Jesus spoke directly about the mustard seed in Matthew 17:20, using it as the ultimate symbol of power hidden within something small, and that metaphor could not be more medically accurate. Mustard seed has been used in traditional medicine for centuries to support respiratory health, stimulate circulation, and ease muscle tension. Mustard poultices, warm packs applied to the chest, were used by traditional healers across Europe and the Middle East to help relieve congestion and support breathing during illness. The smallest seed, the greatest faith, and a medicinal legacy that stretches across the entire ancient world. The grapevine is woven through scripture from Genesis to Revelation. Noah planted a vineyard. Jesus called himself the true vine. The fruit of the vine represented blessing, abundance, and life itself throughout the entire biblical narrative. But beyond its spiritual significance, traditional healers have long used grape leaves and grapeseed extract to support cardiovascular health, promote healthy circulation, and protect the skin from oxidative damage. Rapeseed extract contains powerful proanthocyanidins, compounds researchers are studying for their potential antioxidant and circulation-supporting properties. A plant so sacred it appears from the very first pages of scripture to the very last, and it may be quietly supporting your body every single day. In Genesis 30, Rachel desperately trades a night with Jacob just to obtain mandrakes, because in the ancient world, this root was believed to support fertility and vitality in a way that nothing else could. Women across the ancient Near East sought it. Healers guarded it carefully, Mandrake has traditionally been used in ancient medicine to support sleep, ease pain, and calm the nervous system. It contains naturally occurring alkaloids that traditional healers believed had powerful effects on the human body. Its use must always be approached with great respect and care, as ancient healers well understood. When two women in scripture negotiate over a plant, that plant carries power worth understanding. And here we are, the final plant, the one I told you to wait for. And I promise you, it was worth the wait. Moringa, known across ancient Africa, India, and the Middle East as the tree of life, referenced in ancient Egyptian, Greek, and Roman texts as far back as 2000 BC, used by traditional healers on 3 continents for over 5,000 years. This is not exaggeration. This is history. The moringa tree is extraordinary because almost every single part of it, the leaves, seeds, bark, flowers, and roots, has been used in traditional medicine. Ancient healers used it to support energy levels, nourish the body during famine, promote healthy skin, support liver function, and strengthen the immune system. Moringa leaves contain a remarkable concentration of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Gram for gram, traditional healers and modern researchers alike have called it one of the most nutrient-dense plants ever studied on Earth. It contains compounds that may help support healthy blood sugar levels, reduce oxidative stress, and promote natural energy without stimulants. In the ancient world, if you had a moringa tree growing near your home, you were considered blessed, and not just spiritually, practically, because that tree could feed you, heal you, and sustain your family through hardship. Imagine that, a single tree, a complete pharmacy, a gift from the earth itself, recorded in ancient wisdom and still available to you today. We live in a world that has grown very far from the earth. We reach for synthetic solutions before we look at what nature already prepared for us. We trust labels over legacy. We trust commercials over centuries. But the truth is, the plants we talked about today were not discovered by accident. They were not stumbled upon by scientists in a laboratory last Tuesday. They were given, cultivated, recorded, protected, and passed down generation after generation because they worked. Because people who had nothing else to depend on depended on them, and they survived. Their grandparents knew some of these plants. Their grandparents knew more. Somewhere along the way, that knowledge got buried under convenience, under fast food and fast medicine, under the noise of a world moving too quickly to look down at the ground beneath its feet. But that knowledge never disappeared. It was always there. In ancient texts, in scripture, in the soil, waiting for someone to remember. You now carry that knowledge. What you do with it is up to you. Start small. Add one plant to your routine. Make a tea. Grow something in your window. Look up what your ancestors already knew. Because the most powerful pharmacy in history was never behind a counter. It was always in the garden. If this video opened your eyes the way it opened mine when I first discovered these plants, go ahead and leave a like. It takes 1 second and it helps this knowledge reach more people who need it. And if you want to keep going deeper, subscribe and hit the bell because we have so many more videos coming on ancient healing wisdom, biblical herbs, and natural health secrets that history almost forgot. Drop a comment below and tell me which plant surprised you the most. I read every single one, and your answer might just inspire our next video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being someone who still seeks the old paths. Take care of yourself, naturally.